The most famous explosion in Terminator history was never intended to look the way it does. James Cameron planned to destroy a real tanker truck using a full-scale detonation. The sequence was scheduled as a night shoot in downtown Los Angeles. The location was secured and the production prepared to execute a practical explosion designed to fill the frame and deliver a physical impact on screen. The city denied the permit. The fireball that ultimately appears in the film, the explosion that strips the flesh from the Terminator and marks a turning point for a $6.4 million production, was created using a hand-built scale model. It was rigged with dozens of separate explosive charges and filmed by a crew working under significant financial and logistical pressure. On the first attempt, the model failed before the charges fired correctly. The team rebuilt it. This is the story of the International Harvester Transtar CO-4070, the tanker truck used in The Terminator, the permit refusal by the Los Angeles Police Department, the failed miniature, and the explosion that nearly did not make it to the screen. In October 1984, James Cameron was 30 years old. His only prior directing credit was Piranha 2: The Spawning, a production from which he was dismissed during filming. His new project, a science fiction action film centered on a time-traveling cyborg assassin, carried a budget of $6.4 million. Adjusted for inflation, that figure is roughly $19 million today. Orion Pictures, the distributor, demonstrated limited confidence in the film. The company held a single press screening prior to release. The cast had not yet achieved the prominence they would later hold. Arnold Schwarzenegger had appeared in Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Linda Hamilton was primarily known for television work. Michael Biehn had a steady career but no major marquee presence. Production took place largely at night across Los Angeles, structured around Schwarzenegger's schedule and constrained resources. Within that context, the production selected the International Harvester Transtar CO-4070A. The cab-over-tractor design placed the driver over the engine, a configuration common on commercial trucks in early 1980s Los Angeles. The vehicle appeared frequently in film and television during the decade because of its widespread use. It could be photographed on city streets without drawing attention. The truck was chosen for availability and period authenticity. It functioned as a practical location vehicle, visually consistent with its environment. The tanker carried the fictional company name J&G Oil Co. The initials referenced Jim Cameron and producer Gail Ann Hurd. Their names were placed on the vehicle scheduled to be destroyed during production. The script required the tanker to be destroyed. Cameron intended to stage the explosion on location in downtown Los Angeles, matching the environment established during the preceding chase sequence. The planned shooting site was directly in front of the Los Angeles Police Department armory, a facility containing ammunition and weapons. The production applied for the necessary permits to detonate high explosives at that location. According to multiple retrospective production accounts, the LAPD refused the request. The refusal reflected the risks associated with staging a large-scale pyrotechnic event near an armory. The production faced a choice: scale back the sequence, or find an alternative method. On a $6.4 million budget with limited contingency funds, reducing the explosion would have been the simpler solution. Cameron chose to pursue another approach. The responsibility shifted to Gene Warren Jr. and Fantasy II Film Effects. Warren's team was already handling the future war sequences, the hunter-killer vehicles, and the stop-motion animation of the Terminator endoskeleton. The proposed solution was a 1:6 scale model of the tanker and the armory facade. The model would be detonated on a controlled stage. The footage would then be combined with full-size material shot with the actors to create a seamless sequence. To produce a rolling detonation consistent with the story logic of a pipe bomb placed in the tanker hose, the miniature was rigged with 42 individual explosive charges. These were sequenced to fire from the rear of the truck forward. The goal was to create a fireball that traveled the length of the vehicle in a physically plausible progression. Miniature effects present technical challenges. Fire and debris behave differently at small scale. Without calibration, explosions appear too fast and lack the mass of full-size destruction. Warren's team adjusted charge strength, camera speed, and debris timing to produce footage that would cut convincingly with full-scale elements. Gene Warren Jr. received no Academy Award nomination for the Terminator. He later shared the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects for Terminator 2: Judgment Day. On the original film, the effects were designed to remain unnoticed because they appeared credible. The completed miniature footage was combined with full-scale material, including the burning wreckage and performances shot on location. The sequence was assembled for the film's October 1984 release. The cable used to pull the model is visible in several frames. The production elected not to remove it. The team determined the strength of the shot outweighed the visibility of the wire. It has remained in every version of the film. The tanker explosion was also the subject of a broader editorial disagreement. According to production retrospectives, executive producer John Daly advocated ending the film at the explosion. His position was that the destruction of the tanker provided a natural conclusion. Cameron and Gale Ann Hurd opposed that approach. They insisted on continuing the narrative into the factory sequence, which includes the endoskeleton's reemergence, the pursuit, Kyle Reese's death, and Sarah Connor's final confrontation in the hydraulic press. The factory sequence remained in the film. The tanker carried the initials of Cameron and Hurd. The LAPD refused the permit for a full-scale explosion. The first miniature failed. The second functioned as intended. The cable remains visible in the finished film. The decision to continue beyond the explosion shaped the final form of the Terminator. The factory sequence defined the film's conclusion and established narrative elements that continued into later installments. If you would like access to member-only breakdowns and extended technical analyses, consider joining the channel membership. Members can also participate in selecting future subjects for detailed examination. If this analysis was useful, your support helps sustain the channel's work.